Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I apologize for not making a video in about 2 weeks. I just haven't had the time. But went to Half Price Books last weekend and went yesterday. This is the one from last weekend. This is the haul, or the Rock Haul, as you may have heard it called by Greg the Egg Blackmore Rules. But yeah, picked up some cool stuff. A couple magazines were $1. This Vintage Musician magazine from 1983 with a cool article. It's an interview with Robert Plant, of course, the famous lead singer of the Poor Man's Deep Purple. So that should be interesting to read. Then we got a June 2016 Guitar Player magazine with the cover featuring the Generation Axe tour, featuring Malmsteen, Steve Vai, Zakk Wylde, and others. I wanted to see that tour when they came to Houston in June, but I just didn't make it, unfortunately. But that would have been one hell of a show, seeing all them guys together. That's got some cool interviews with the guys in there. Then I did find one book. It was on sale for $2, still sealed in the plastic. It is John Mayall's autobiography entitled The Blues Crusader, so this should be a really good book because he was a great musician. It's cool they got a picture of him with Hendrix on the back, so that kind of sold me there, and it was $2. And then I found a couple of tapes. The first one is an 8-track. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I hate 8-tracks, but I do still buy them just for the hell of it, because they're cool to collect, but they sound terrible. I hardly ever listen to them. But I did find George Strait's Greatest Hits, and this is an album from 1985. And the reason I bought this was because it's from 1985, and I had always thought that they stopped making 8-tracks in the early 80s when compact cassettes came out. So I don't know who still listened to 8-tracks in the middle of the 80s, but they still made them. And then we found one cassette. It is Great Whites Once Bitten. This is a fantastic album. I found 2 CDs. The first one is J.J. Cale and Eric Clapton, The Road to Escondido. Hadn't ever heard of this album, but found it for $2 and decided to give it a shot, and it's a great album. And then this next one, I'd heard of the band, but never actually listened to them. Shout out to DJ Legion here. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. There will be a link down below. He's a huge fan of these guys. It is the New York Dolls. This was $2, so I figured I'd pick it up and give it a shot, and I listened to it, and it was a great album. It's the Return of the New York Dolls live from the Royal Festival Hall 2004. I'm definitely going to check out more of their music because, like I said, this was a great live album. And then I found a couple records. The first one was a single that was pretty cool. I just bought it for the hell of it. Didn't really need it. I won't ever listen to it. But it is the Glenn Gray Casa Loma Orchestra Sounds of the Great Bands in Latin Volume 9 compact single, which I thought was interesting because it is the full-length album on a 7-inch single. So they managed to fit 6 full-length songs on a 7-inch single. So for 20 cents, figured I'd just buy that for the hell of it. Then I did find some awesome records. The first one I've been looking for a while. It is Asia's second album, Alpha. This was pretty interesting. It was $1, so I bought it, of course, even though it's beat up. But what's interesting is this album cover doesn't have any other color on it. It's just this blue. I don't know if that's a factory error. I was thinking maybe it had sat in the sun for a while and got faded, but I don't think the front and the back would be that, or I don't know. So what I'm going to say is that at the factory it just never got the color printed on it, so that was pretty cool. But it is the regular album. It's not a bootleg or anything. So bought it for $1, and it's a great album. Then I found this for $1, which was a shocker. Jeff Beck with the Jan Hammer Group. This is a great live album by Jeff Beck on the Epic record label, and this thing is in fantastic condition. I mean, the cover's got some ring wear and damage, but the record itself is great. And then this another one that was $1 because the cover was damaged, but the record's great. It's Jefferson Starship's album Winds of Change. This is a great album. Got the original inner sleeve. And this is on the Grunt label. And this album I've been looking for a while, Jefferson Starship's Modern Times. This was $3, but figured I'd pick it up because I've been looking for it, like I said. And this one has the original inner sleeve as well. And this is also on the Grunt label with a custom label. So that's pretty cool. And then this last album is an album that I had never heard of or seen before. And for $2.99, I wasn't going to pass it up. It is Heart's album, Passion Works. I have listened to it since I bought it, and this is a fantastic Heart album. I love Heart. I'll say that they're one of my favorite bands, one of my top bands. If I had to make a list of my top 20 bands, they'd definitely be on there. On the Epic label, beautiful condition. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.